That was when you took hold of my hand. You must have lost your balance or gone light-headed or something, because you started leaning towards me and your eyes closed like this. But luckily, before your face bumped into mine, we were hit with the intense beam of searchlights from a helicopter overhead, which seemed to snap you back to your senses.
Freeze! You're under arrest!
In the glare of the searchlights, we all watched a super awesome secret agent abseil out of the chopper and do some incredible kung fu moves on the shadow tech guy before we put him in handcuffs and arrested him. He looked so super awesome that it was like watching the real life Zack Danger right before our eyes, which is why it was such a shock when he took his cool secret agent shades off and I saw that it was my dad. Of all the freaky things to happen to me this year, this was the freakiest. But I thought you were a rubbish musician, I stammered. That's just my cover. I'm a secret agent and I've been spying on Shadow Tech for years. Your mum was right that they were trouble and not to be trusted. And finally, thanks to you, we have proof. I guess that explains why he's so useless at most of the things in life. It's all just an act. I mean, if he was super awesome all the time, then people would guess he was a secret agent. So he pretends to be the most embarrassingly useless dad, so he doesn't blow his cover. Smart dad. Really smart. It turns out that Dad's man cave, our basement, wasn't really a man cave either. It was his super secret spy base. Dad said that his notepads full of awful song lyrics are really full of top secret government files, and the disgusting brown armchair that was chewed up by our old dog, R.I.P. Billy, has an actual ejector seat. Even his wedding ring doubles as a spy camera. How crazy is that? And remember how the morning after the storm, our house was weirdly back to normal again? Ah, well, I could hardly let your mum come home to find the house half destroyed while I was meant to be in charge. So I pulled a few strings and called in the super spy top secret cleanup crew for an emergency mission. Operation Clean Up Dad's Mess. By the time your mum got home, it was sparkling. She didn't notice a thing, Dad explained with a wink. Of course, once I realised that Shadow Tech were unshadowing you and that the Danger Gang were on to those evil Shadow agents, we decided to let you make your way to Shadow Tech headquarters and see if you managed to break in. Which you did, obviously. I knew you would. You'll make a great spy one day, just like your dad, he said proudly, which made me forgive him a little for being pretty irresponsible and knowingly letting his two sons and their school friends try to make an evil company in the middle of the night. I guess that trusting we'd succeed just made him an even more awesome secret agent. Just don't tell your mum. She still thinks I'm a useless musician, okay? Sure, Dad. So the police shut down Shadow Tech and step 4 was most definitely complete. The weather ray was back in safe hands and all that was left now was step 5, say goodbye and return to Freaky as heroes. I'll never forget my dad lifting the walkie-talkie to his mouth and saying, "Come in, Jean-Claude, bring the chopper down, we're ready to go home." Jean-Claude, I asked puzzled. The French pen pal you told me about. He's my undercover spy partner, Dad grinned, and I'll ride back to Freaky, unless you'd rather ride your bikes. No way, we all cheered. And so the Danger Gang boarded Dad's spy chopper. First up was your house. Saying goodbye was pretty weird with everyone watching, wasn't it? I think I wanted to tell you something, but I wasn't quite sure what to say. So I just did that fist bump, which looking back now was a bit lame for two super spies. Sorry. And then the rest of the Danger Gang rode back to Freaky in the chopper. Step 6, never tell anyone, ever. This is by far the most important part of the plan, said Dad, the secret agent, on the flight home. He said it's because he doesn't want another secret evil company getting winged to the weather ray and it falling into the wrong hands again. But I think he's just scared that Mum will discover that he's living a double life as a really cool spy. I don't know why. I mean, if I was her, I would totally have married Spy Dad and not out-of-work musician Dad who only showers once a week. We all promised we wouldn't tell another soul about Mum's invention and what it had done with the help of Max, but somehow it didn't feel enough. I mean, what if news got out about it? What if someone else realised that they could use it to zap people into sharks or turn them invisible or into giant pumpkins or shrink them to the size of flying ants? What if someone else stole it? As long as Mum's invention existed, the world was in danger. It was just too risky. Then Ronnie Nutbog, of all people, had a very Ronnie Nutbog idea. "Let's smash it up," he suggested. I looked at him. But if we destroy the machine that made everything go weird, then my mum won't be able to reverse it. We'll all be freaky forever. But as those words left my lips, I realised it wasn't Mum's machine that storm zapping us that had made us freaky. Freakiness had been inside us all along. All right, we hadn't been transforming into sharks, disappearing or glowing. I kind of think glowing is the most awesome. Am I biased? Probably I'm biased. Before the weather ray got zapped, whether it's super obvious or hidden somewhere beneath the surface, one way or another, I guess we're all a little bit freaky. And I wouldn't change it for the world. So as we flew over the frozen surface of Lake Freaky, we placed a hand on the weather ray and heaved it out of the helicopter door. We watched it fall and smash through the ice. As it sank, the whole lake began to glow a familiar shade of green underneath the ice, and we knew that, while this adventure was nearly over, the Danger Gang was here to stay. I guess that's all that's left to say is to have a Merry Christmas and a dangerous New Year. Over and out, Danger Frankie. P.S. That's not a kiss. I accidentally wrote the letter X. Epilogue. So now you know what went down in Freaky. How one stinky storm changed the town and altered the lives of 8 kids forever. Frankie never told his mum about her husband's true identity. His dad went on pretending to be useless and annoying, and she went on zapping him with her husband on a regular basis, totally oblivious to the fact that he was a super awesome top secret undercover agent. As for Frankie's mum, well, she spent all of her free time inventing things you wouldn't even find in your wildest dreams, until one day she called Freaky, Dad and Max into the the home science lab, excited to show them her new invention. And so the Danger Gang's adventures were only just beginning. Frankie kept writing to his friend Danny, telling her all about his weird life as things got freakier and freakier, and rumour has it the Danger Gang still live in Freaky today, keeping an eye on things, making sure the town's freakiness doesn't get out of hand. So if you ever fall asleep on the tube and find yourself just outside London, 2 stops past Strange, but not quite as far as Bonkers, be sure to keep your eyes peeled for anything out of the ordinary, or you might become the next member of the Danger Gang. Freaky forever. The end.